Who knows this song?
She calls out to the man on the street. Sir, can you help me?
Can you help me?
It's cold and I know where to sleep. Is there some way you can tell me? He walks on, doesn't look back. He pretends he can hear.
So just get out a piece of paper and put either E or put S. Blank sheet. We'll just go over these questions. They're not long, but take a little time to go over these. You and me in paradise. Oh. You be in paradise. Think about it. Okay, we'll come back to Phil. Phil is awesome. Phil is a legend. I've known Phil since I was born, so. Okay. Let's do this questions. You maybe need to be best friends with these questions. Okay, let's go. Vamos. Okay. What is the boot in a 1031 tax deferred exchange? It is taxable unlike property. Taxable unlike property. All right, let's do this one. The ability of a company to meet its short-term obligations is expressed by which of the following? Quick ratio. Which valuation approach uses the residual method for site valuation to determine the potential value of property based on possible redevelopment? This is why you have to read the questions so preciously, because these words are gonna call out the answers to you. So if you have a potential value of property and it's based on possible redevelopment, we're looking at highest and best use. The highest and best use for something. The highest best use so you can reproduce it or replace it. Reproducing it is the same thing you put. The same thing was on it, the same thing it just costs to reproduce it. Replacement is you're replacing it, but it has a little bit of it's a little bit different. Little differences going on there. All right, so let's go to the next one that may be okay. An income property financial analysis. Don't go over that. Forget that question. Hold on a minute. All right. Okay. What is an example of functional obsolescence? It's not enough electrical outlets. That is the answer. It's not enough electrical outlets. That is functional obsolescence. Let's see. The interest rate given on a mortgage may be affected by all of the following except And all of the following are whether or not it was an FHA, VA, or conventional loan, market risk, dynamic risk. But here's the question again, and I'll just state the answer. The interest rate given on a mortgage may be affected by all except borrower's age. You can't discriminate against age now. You can't say because he's 50, he has to have 7%. Which is an example of arm's length transaction. It's non-related pretty much. Your arm's length is like, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I'm buying your house and you buy mine, or you selling yours. So it's Mrs. Black to Mr. Jones. It's non-related transaction. Okay. Which statement isn't correct regarding income tax deductions? Up to 3 years prepaid interest may be deducted from earned income. So in class and on the test, I think that wherever school you go to, whether it be, I don't know, Gold Coast, or I don't know. I think the government, the taxes and the deductions and stuff, maybe they could go a little bit deeper into it. I know it really like the title people handle all that kind of stuff, or when it comes to like all the prorations, I guess. But just for like knowledge wise, I guess maybe we could go a little bit into it in class. But maybe it's not a necessity. Maybe it's like we can look that up, or we can just get experience with it down the road. Okay, so dynamic risk is the risk associated with which of the following? Dynamic risk is associated with, in this answer, it's changes in general business conditions. It's not fire, because that would be like static. Like static is like still stuff, like you can get insured. But like inflation or things of like that change within like markets and stuff, that is dynamic risk. Remember, static is stay. Fire would be static. Fire would be insurable. You have insurable. Fire. So dynamic risk is the risk associated with which of the following? Changes in general business conditions. Okay. Let me just mark this one for the future. What is the value of a business that reflects the fact that it is worth more than the sum of the value of its individual assets? The going concern value. An environmental site assessment that involves field testing and analysis, such as testing underground storage tanks, would be which of the phase of those environmental phases? It would be phase 2. Complete this sentence. Leverage in real estate can either increase or decrease yield. Leverage in real estate can increase or decrease yield. Complete this sentence. Remember the VIR. Okay, complete this sentence. In direct capitalization, an overall capitalization rate is divided into the annual net operating income. And you know that. You know if you're trying to find the rate, then you know that you have to divide. the income over the value. If you're trying to find the value, you divide the income over the rate. And if you're trying to find the income, you multiply the value times the rate. As long as you cover up what you need, you can figure out how to calculate. Don't go into too much detail, just draw it. And then cover up income, cover up rate, and just calculate it. But I will say, you need to know if it's divide by or divide into something. So for this particular one, stay there. It says direct capitalization and overall capitalization rate is divided into the net operating income. And the net operating income is the income, the I in that formula. The net operating income is after you get the potential gross income minus the vacancies and all that kind of stuff. And then you get the effective gross income. You get the net operating income. Next, almost done. We're all ready at 40. Okay. Why is an improved site valued as though it were vacant and available to be put to its highest and best use? Because a site's use always has the potential of being changed to its most profitable use. The most profitable use. Which is the correct order of appraisal process? We keep saying it over and over. Define the problem, define the problem. Define the problem. We're going to collect and analyze the data, and then we're going to analyze the highest and best use. So always remember that. Define the problem. Define the problem. See, with the studying and stuff, then you can, let's say you don't know the information on a particular question and things, but because you're submersed in it, you will be able to kind of like, let's say for instance I go to a Spanish speaking country. Let's say if I go to Colombia or I go to Venezuela or something like that. I don't know 100% Spanish. I know a plethora of words, but it's not enough for me to be an outstanding Spanish speaker. But when you need to get through something, and when you need something, you will figure it out. You will make up some English words that sound like Spanish because they're interchangeable. The same sort of, some of them. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you start thinking outside of the box and you start forming a few sentences, then some kind of way, like I said before in the earlier videos, your subconscious starts to kick in, and then it's just kind of like, no, they would go for this. And so this is gonna propel you into the right direction, into a great grade, because you already having the mindset of how the people that have designed this type of field, how they think, what they want you to think, or what you need to get through to do well. Okay, so yeah, do you need to know like a great deal of information? Yeah. I mean, it would be great, but do you have to know every single no. Some of these things are self-explanatory. Never be down on yourself. Always be like, I got this. I can figure this out. I'm part of the crew. I'm part of this experience, and I'm gonna listen as much as I can. I'm gonna like this guy from this guy was in the, I think he was in the Marines, Air Force, something like that. He always told me to see if I get it straight, because he said it so slow until he said, listen fast, speak slow. Listen more than you think you know, because then you'll be able to absorb more, and it's less conflict with people when you just stop talking, you know? So that's what I'm going to do. And to go to this next question. And finally the wind started blowing, so that's like so great. Love that. I can't wait till winter. Like, I'm such a winter baby. And yeah, I was born in January and I love it. Like, I hate the heat or whatever. Let me see. Just trying to see if I missed anything. Okay, here's one. Okay, which officer? A broker is an officer. He's an officer. They're officer, directors, whatever. Which officer in a real estate brokerage corporation must be licensed? It's an officer of the corporation responsible for writing all advertisements with no public contact. A broker's still an officer. He's still one of the officers. But but if he's gonna, I guess if you're gonna write advertising, you need to something new for me. Okay, know this one. Oh, this one. This is number 64 in the back of your supplemental questions. Okay, so cash basis. Put about 3 stars next to this one. Cash basis accounting is the accounting method used by most real estate firms and many small businesses. Just put 3 stars right. All of the statements below are true, except income is recorded when earned, not when received. So that would be accrual basis. Accrual basis. They start working before they get change hands. Sorry, I'm not scared of dogs, but I need to know the dog before I. Okay, so it's cash basis. It's a cash basis is the accounting method used by most real estate firms and many small businesses. Hi, little meal. Okay, so let's hurry up.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a great time. Did you guys have a great time?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Did you go to the park?
Sorry.
To the farm, we played a lot. We walked a lot.
Yeah, a lot of walking.
I'm sorry
Was it
if
hot?
you hear them and don't hear me.
Yeah.
But let me just try to.
How? Did you have a good time? You guys want some? What do you want? I'll go get it.
I want ceviche.
We only have a few more left, and then we'll do another video another time. Okay, maybe a little bit more than a few. Okay, so a broker's partnership consists of 3 partners. What would happen if the license of one of the partners expires? Only the one partner whose license expired would be affected. So as long as at least one of the other partners holds an active broker's license, should be good. Okay, next one. A sales associate lists a seller's property for $125,000. Buyer A submits an offer for $120,000, and the seller accepts it. Before the sales associate can communicate acceptance to the buyer A, they receive an offer from buyer B for $125,000. What should the sales associate do? You already know. The sales associate should advise the buyer of all offers, of buyer B's offer, of buyer A's offer. Advise him so that he's not jaded out of his decision making for selling his home. All right, next one. For which of the following would the income appraisal approach most likely be used? Well, you're receiving income for an investment, so it's probably you're receiving income from. Okay, the answer is apartment building. It makes sense. It's not residential single-family home. It's not courthouse. It's not vacant site. It's an apartment building. Which of the following would the income appraisal approach most likely be used for? Something that a business has getting income from. Okay. Let's go to this one. It says, which is true regarding PMI, private mortgage insurance. Sorry. So this one is for conventional loans. It's for conventional loans, not FHA. That is the other one. That is the upfront mortgage insurance. So it's for conventional loans. And we will go to the next one. So this one is, which is an example of static risk. Remember when I was talking about static risk and dynamic risk? Here we go. Which is the example of static risk? The example of static risk is not legislative changes. It is not market fluctuations, and it is not changes in business conditions. It is fire. When should a section of a policy guide dealing with vacation and days off be developed? Well, you want to develop that before the associates are hired. You don't want to get into it and have all these mix-ups. So have all your manuals printed out and everything before. Okay, next. If a brokerage corporation has 3 active brokers and the broker named on the sign dies, what needs to be done? You need to change the sign and you need to notify FREC. If it's one, you got 14 days to change that broker. You have 14 days. I think there's a little bit more stipulation in that. I think you have a little bit of time to get a permanent broker, but you have 14 days to, I guess, notify or change broker or whatever. If you see it, it's 14 days. It'll be 14 days. Okay. Sam passed his broker exam. He would like to begin operating as a sole proprietor and use the fictitious name Super Sam's Realty. What must he do? Hold on. Come on, motocicletas. Okay, I was shifting gears for Okay, so he must register the name with the Division of Real Estate and have a license issued in that name. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost there. But there's just like important. Okay, so Magnificent Margie's Realty has a main office in Orlando and a branch office in Tampa. Main office in Orlando, branch office in Tampa. Margie wants to move the Orlando office to Jacksonville. Due to poor traffic, she wants to close the Tampa office and open a new branch office in St. Pete. What must she do? Well, you have to file a change of address form to change the address of the Orlando office.
This is literally like my dream dog. Really? Stop, they're the best. They are. He's distracted.
Here we go for the commercial name. Okay, put a couple stars by this one. Put a couple stars by. Put a star by the last one we just did, and put a couple stars by this one. A broker wishes to establish their lien rights in a commercial sales transaction. The broker must do all of the following except. So you must, within 30 days of earning the commission, deliver a copy of a notarized commission notice to the property owner and closing agent. You must deliver a notarized commission notice to the property owner and closing agent at least 1 day before the closing, and execute a notarized commission. Remember, notary. If the dispute arises over unpaid commission. You don't deliver a signed seller's net sheet to the owner within 3 business days and to the closing agent within 30 days of earning the commission. Put a star by this one. A renter gives a broker $300 to find an apartment that rents for $500 a month. The broker knows there's no $500 rentals available, but takes the money anyway and tells the renter they'll find one. Later, the broker tells the renter that there are no apartments available. How much should the broker return to the renter? Give him all his money back, because you didn't give him the right information, and you know it. With regards to the lead-based paint disclosure, all of the following would apply to the properties built before 1978, except allow tenants a 10-day period to conduct an assessment for lead-based paint. I think on the lease they just signed for that. Like, you just have to let them know. You just have to let them know that that the property is okay. But for a purchase, yeah, you can allow them. I think it's a 10-day window to get an inspection done. All right, so let's see, which one is this one? These two. Which law requires buyers to be informed about credit rates and terms? It's the truth in lending. Truth in lending. Tell the truth. You gotta tell the truth in lending. RESPA is like all these kickbacks. Like when you have like the closing disclosure sheet, they don't want to see you. You brought this person to this lender, so we're gonna give you a kickback. And no. Do we live in a perfect world? No. But you know what? At least we can write down some stuff. Okay. Broker Smith is an active broker for, listen to this. Matter of fact, put 2 stars by this one. Broker Smith is the active broker for Quick Rich Realty. He decides to open a second corporation, Rich Quick Realty, too, and be the active broker for that corporation as well. Can the broker Smith do this? Of course he can. He can do this with a multiple license.
I can tell he can act.
Which of the following would not be provided to the buyer at closing?
Oh, nice.
Well, mortgage. You're not going to provide that. You have the closing disclosure. You have deed, abstract.
I have one. I have the old Mac.
Oh, yeah.
So I will buy a new one.
Are you gonna buy a new one?
I will buy.
For work?
No, for myself.
You can't use it for work.
No, for work. I can, but there are a couple of applications that
All the seats and
do
they
not
have to
run
sit
on
right.
Mac.
Sorry, I will talk
Virtually remote a computer.
in periods.
I want to have a Mac for myself. For a Mac Mini. In the same.
Okay, Uncle Bob was
space.
subdividing his farm into smaller lots. He hired his niece, Sally, to sell the lots. Bob paid her not a commission, he paid her a salary for her efforts. Which statement is true? FS 475 has not been violated. It has not been violated. Didn't violate it because he paid her a salary. How do documentary stamps, taxes on the deed appear on the closing disclosure?
Why did the prices go up, do you know?
What did I say? I said
Okay.
doc stamps.
What?
So
Because
who
they're,
pays that?
Cheap prices.
You know who pays it. The doc
Oh, the
stamps,
increase,
not the
yeah.
intangible, not the new purchase money mortgage, not the assumed mortgage and all of that. The doc stamps. Seller, it's and it's debit to the seller. Debit to the seller. Okay, next. What does FS 475 require all active brokers to maintain? An office. An office. A room. A sign on the door. What should a buyer obtain in order to check for encroachment on a property? Sorry. When I was little, my granddad, he didn't say coach. He used to say coolidge. So, what should a buyer obtain in order to check for encroachments on a property? Well, what is it? It starts with an S. A survey. Exactly. Okay. Broker Sue discovered that one of her sales associates had expired. Their license had expired and the renewal period had passed. Between appointments.
Blindfolded in the restaurant.
Between what? Between appointments, Sue advised the sales associate to sign the renewal and send it to the DBPR with a check. What is true about this statement? Well, what's true about the statement is both the broker and the sales associate are in violation.
That's the worst part.
Pay up.
Like I want to, if you're gonna surprise me, it has to fit naturally with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
would be a surprise. Like now, if you have someone from
Probably gonna do another video because
we have no idea.
Exactly. But
try
if
to end
you're
this and then do
expecting
Yeah,
it, I don't like it.
another.
with
Okay.
Oriana,
How long does a buyer of a condominium have to cancel? Hold on. Okay. How long does a buyer of a condominium have to cancel the contract?
You agree with that? I have no idea.
Did you okay, a buyer of a condominium. So if it's new, okay, 3 days from receipt of condominium documents on a resale. 15 days on a purchase of a new condominium from the developer. Remember that?
We could have.
I'm
Well, not so
sure
much, but remember
You're
it.
really good at it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure.
Of course,
You know.
of course. I don't know, I
Which
wanna-
of the
I wanna do
following
something else.
would not be included in policy and procedures manual?
But yeah,
Well, you don't have to pay the office rent. That's the broker. Well, no, wait. Sorry, hold on. Which of the following would not be included in a policy and procedures? Yeah, you pay the rent. It's your office. You're the broker.
Andrea had a group of friends.
Sales associates. They don't have to worry about that. You probably won't even see it. But if you do, office rent is not in the procedures manual. It's job description, brokerage representation policies, listing and sales policies. Okay?
Well, it's like free.
All right. A brokerage corporation wishes.
5-6 months, they were all the time together. None of them worked, so they were all together every day or several days a week. They used to go out for dinner, blah. And I don't remember if they went or not, but I pushed them to go to a strip club. It was in the night, by the end of the night, it was very VIP strip club.
In Argentina?
Sí, en Buenos Aires. Yeah.
Well, we have to go. When we go to Argentina, we have to go to.
Ahora no sé si están, pero había unos que eran buenos, que eran caros, pero eran buenos. Había que pasarla bien. La despedida soltera. Yo no me acuerdo si fueron I don't remember if they went or not, but I always push it. Yeah, just go. Go. For fun.
Did she ever go?
I don't remember if they went on fire.
That would
I
be
remember
interesting. To ask her next time.
asking them, yeah, go. Sure.
That'd be so funny. I want to know if your mom went. That'd be hilarious. Wow. I can't wait to go. I'm excited about Argentina. Do you miss it? Do you want to go back? Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm all ready to move on. Did you plan?
Only 12 more to go. And then we'll do another video.
Okay. I plan to go before. I want to stay there for 2 weeks.
A brokerage corporation wishes to open a branch office.
2 weeks before.
Who will file the application on behalf of the corporation? Well, it's the active licensed president.
Wedding and again.
When could an investor postpone or eliminate paying? When could an investor postpone or eliminate paying capital gains tax? When they sell their own house. Okay, remember with that capital gains stuff, you have to be a primary resident and you live there 2 out of the 5 years. If you're married, it's $500,000. If you're single, it's $200,000. Capital gains. So you bought the house $300,000, it went to $400,000. You're single, you're good.
On a vet sitter.
Okay.
For like in-house.
3 brokers who intend to work together in a real estate brokerage ask their attorney to draw up a partnership agreement. Which do they form? They form a general partnership. 3 brokers. General partnership. All right. What is insurable risk? Remember when I said fire? Remember when I said fire? Fire is static. So static is insurable. Dynamic is like a bunch of changes. Just think dynamic and Donald Trump. That's not in a bad way, and that's not in. It could be arbitrary, good or bad, whatever you want to. Just think. Just think. The reason why I say Donald Trump is because right now the economy is like, all right, it's up, down, and yeah, for some reason, just blame it on the president for right now. So whatever. So just think about that. Just think dynamic Donald Trump. That's perfect. Dynamic Donald Trump. We'll do that, and we'll do static is like, just think fire, just think insurance, static. Like flood insurance, homeowners insurance, whatever you wanna come up with your own terms in order to remember this stuff. There's a lot. What did I do? All right now. Which is the same as cash throw off? Well, cash flow. The before tax cash flow. The before tax cash flow is the cash throw off. Before tax cash flow. The NOI minus the debt. Then the net operating income minus the mortgage payments. Remember, you see a question that says mortgage interest. That's not complete. That is incomplete. It's payments. But in which phase of the environmental site assessment would a complex soil, water, and air quality analysis be included? Phase 3.
Remember, you got attacked on the beach.
Yeah, I remember I got attacked on the beach.
Yeah, that was.
We're almost done. We're almost done. We have, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 questions. No, wait. We have 6 questions, but we have some scenarios that I want to go over with you. Math, study math, but math is not that big of a deal. Math is like 4 or 5 questions. And there's 4 or 5 questions that a kindergartner can do. Like I said, remember that front stuff? And remember that debit, credit, buyer, seller, rent is 1 month, it's not for 12 months. Remember that kind of stuff in math, But I have 6 questions there, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. About 25 questions left, but I'm gonna finish this 6 and then do the 25. I'm gonna do the 20 questions on another video, so it'll just be like more so like scenario-ish based questions that we will solve together, and then let me go ahead and do this 6. A lead-based paint disclosure along with the lead hazard information pamphlet must be given to a buyer before they sign a contract if the house was built before 1978. There's another question that I'm kind of right now coming back to my memory. It's the civil rights. I think it's 1866. The owner can't discriminate against race. We should even stop looking at race as it's some sort of tool to be mean or some sort of tool to separate. Listen, today is 2026, and even back then it was kind of unintelligent to be doing all that kind of stuff because, like I said, you don't know who's who. You don't know what situation you may be in, who's gonna save your life. You don't know. So why would you discriminate against anyone? Discriminate against when you find out people have bad character. When you find out they got bad character regardless of what they look like on the outside, that is a basis for, let's say, deciphering or discernment. But just to be looking at somebody and be like, nah, I don't like her hair, I don't like her tattoos, I don't like her skin color, I don't like her eyes, I don't like her nose, I don't like her. Put that down. Whoever taught you that, they didn't do you justice, because I mean, it's private, but it's so many stories I can tell you about other people's testimonies and lives and what they like ran into and stuff like that, like this one. I'll tell you this story. It's actually about Donald Trump. As rocky as it is right now, there's some good things. So she was telling me that in New Jersey that there was a, I guess his limo had broke down or whatever, like the wheel on it or something. So there was this bystander. He stopped, he fixed the tire. And so he didn't know who was in the limo. He didn't know it was DT in the limo. And so he fixed his tire. This is just a short version. Went on his way and everything like that. And DT was like, find out who that guy is. And when he found out who that guy is, he paid his mortgage off. See what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even know who was in. You didn't even know who was in the thing. You're just doing good deeds. So that's what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't go around and be looking at people, you know. Just hang that up. What is the term for the economic principle that says property values are maximized when, okay, put a couple stars by this one. What is the term for the economic principle that says property values are maximized when architectural homogeneity and uniformity of land use occur in a neighborhood? And that is the definition of conformity. Remember, subordination is when like the developer comes in and he says, all right, I'm going to build here. I need your first mortgage to be your second mortgage, and I need my mortgage to be your first mortgage. So you're now subordinating that first mortgage to that mortgage that you're about to occur with him. Man, seats. Okay. Now, substitution is like going down the road and saying, well, we're in this neighborhood. I can get that house. If I can't get that house, I'll get this house. This house is just as good as this house. This house may have like a pool that has like a design that is in a rectangular shape. Well, this pool right here has a design that's in a circular shape. But you know what? Both of it's functional. We can swim, this and that. And bruh, I'm about to buy this house because I'm about to go sit on my porch. And then we just read over conformity. So those are pretty much what you're going to see. What is the term used for an article that a commercial tenant? Okay. Sorry,
like you have to do something that you normally would do with them.
The way that my brain connects with things is to say them a couple of times. So that's why I'm doing it. You don't have to do that, but that's why I just want to be clear within me. Okay. What is the term used for an article that a commercial tenant attaches to the property as a necessary part of their trade or business? It is a trade fixture.
Your body like changing, the chemicals in your body.
It's a mix of things.
How do you think dogs can sense like cancer and
That's different than like you going outside for a
they
walk.
smell the change, the chemicals in your body change.
But that's different than you going outside for like a walk or going for a drive.
No, because they can
Your body's
sense like
producing-
your anxiety changing, or maybe like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he reads the body language. He reads the body language.
Body language is different than him picking up sense from your body producing certain smell because you're going
And
on a
if
walk.
you are
That's
segregating toxins, no, if you are with anxiety or nervous or
For sure.
with stress, we generate
Yeah, like you're
endorphin.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's like you always want your angels. You always been an edge.
Exactly. So like he can smell that.
Like I'm tired of smelling this. Calm down. Calm down.
Which of the following does RESPA require on any transaction not exempt? To be given to a buyer at the time or within 3 business days of loan application. A loan estimate. A loan estimate. Give it to him.
It's bigger risk.
Which penalty may be imposed by the Florida Real Estate Commission for violation of FS 475? This is the one. Okay. Put a couple stars by this.
I'm not talking about
This is the one I was talking about earlier that I said we will run into, that you will need to star because you just need to know.
Minimalistic.
So entonces, this is, put a couple stars by this. Which penalty, what kind of penalty may be imposed by the FREC for violation of FSMI? Administrative penalties only.
Ready?
They can't send you to jail. Administrative penalties only.
Con todos los números.
Odd numbers.
Números.
Odd numbers and pounds.
No,
So
like
1
1, 3, 5, 7.
pound.
The term what term refers to the ability of an investment to be converted to cash without any loss of an of the initial investment. So without loss of the initial investment, it's liquidity. All right, we done. We are done. Terminamos. And then let's go. Like I'm gonna do another video, but we'll go over. No, not that. Let's see. Hold on. No, we don't need all that math. Okay, these last 20 questions. I'll do. So I'm gonna do these last 20 questions, and then I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna do another video, and it's just gonna be called Essentials. So you will this is just a review. It's another review. And then I think that between all of the notes that we've shared together and that I've done, whatever, just go back. Keep going back. And then like before you go ahead and book, and before you go up in there, just relax. Because like I said, your subconscious, it knows more than you think it knows. But anyway, I gotta go. So I'll talk to you soon, and I will be back with another video to go over the rest of this. The rest of this stuff is really good. It's like it's gonna hit the nail on the head, or whatever that statement or saying is about, and you will like it. So, and you have this information. I know you do. If you're watching this because you want to pass the test, and you probably already taken the course or getting ready to take the course. So the course is fun. Who was my instructor? Mr. Suarez. I think that was my instructor last. He's so fun. He is so fun, and he has. You should do this. He has a YouTube channel, TikTok channel. I think it's called The Nutty Real Estate Professor, but it's really good. So you should watch that. If you're in Florida, if you're in South Florida, I'm in South Florida, so. But yeah, he's really good. Then it's called The Nutty Real Estate Professor, and he goes over like same kind of things that I just went over: debit, credit, seller, buyer, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'll see you soon. We'll do the last 20 questions, and then we'll go over some refresher notes, and we'll be out of here. We'll be done. You'll be aced. All right. This concludes. Ciao.